Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Cory Means Business podcast and YouTube show. We got a great guest for you today. We've got Angela Borboa. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Balboa.
That was my mistake.
Right. And of course, we've got Mucho in the house as always.
How you doing?
Give it up, give it up. Hey, thank you, studio audience. Appreciate that. Studio machine audience. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
They're thrilled.
Hey, if you guys get the show to take off like we're trying to do here, we'll be able to get a real audience.
Yes.
You won't have to hear that cheesy computer-generated
Okay, fair enough.
clapping. So, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. We're swinging for the fences. A real audience would be really, really cool.
Oh, that would be.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you
So
much.
happy to have you here. I know you're going to be a dynamic, fantastic guest. So, Angela
No pressure.
Borboa, not Balboa, is the owner of Wink Lash Artistry, and you are a high-end luxury, not too much pressure now though,
Lash
artist.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Awesome. And I know because I've been to her studio. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you.
Great part of town. And that's why I wanted you on the show, because I know beauty. I mean, obviously beauty is always a big thing. Cosmetics is always a huge industry. And with the lashes, the way the technology is these days and the artistry that's going into it. And Mucho, you know all about the reason why she's here too is because this is right up your alley, right? Your girlfriend.
Well, we were talking about before.
Right, pre-show we're talking
I
about your
want to
girlfriend.
really pay attention to this because my girlfriend loves all the lashes and the beauty products, and I, as a male, don't understand the difference between like 200 pair of lashes at the Ulta and a $8 pair at the Walmart. They look the same to me. So I want to understand her better.
I can totally make you
And
understand.
the $300 that you got to pay for the real deal, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
luxury. So again, so this is a great education for Mucho as far as you'll be able to understand your girlfriend much better, right?
I'll feel better about the money I give her to do it.
I can give you
Exactly. So we're going to build value here. So Mucho feels much
will
better
tell
about
you the
paying
reason
for
it'll make
his
you-
girl's lashes.
okay with the money she spends on it. I will tell you.
Okay, yes, I want to understand
Some
that,
girls
yes.
go, my boyfriend's really not sure he wants me to spend this money. I go, here's what you're going to tell them. And they go, it worked. Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo. There you go. Get
Yes.
all about that client education, right? So guys, you're going to find out why your wife or your girlfriend needs to spend this much money on lashes. And ladies, she's going to teach you exactly how to sell your husband or your boyfriend on the lashes. I mean, it's the best of
That's
both
really
worlds, right?
easy.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So let's get into your background a little bit. So we know who you are, your background. So you've been doing the lashing for how long now?
So I've been doing lashes since December of 2015 is when I took my first class. So in the beginning, I kind of just did them as a donation basis. And then once I started getting good and getting faster, then I started charging. So gosh, by 10 months, we opened a studio where we are right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to back up just a little bit,
Yeah.
So your origin story, right? Because that's what we like to focus on here as
Yeah.
business owners, origin stories, give you new entrepreneurs motivation, give you some support as far as like how it's done, how other very successful people in your space have transitioned from, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm doing it. It's a side hustle. Oh shit. Now it's my full-time job. Now I got to make money at it, right? Now I want to do really, really well at it, right? So the progression for a business owner is always the same. It goes from you're thinking about doing the business to you're starting to do it. At first, it's just you're losing money or it's costing you for the education, right? So you had to become a lash artist to begin with. You had to become a esthetician first, right? And that's not cheap or easy, right?
No, in the state of Arizona, it's probably around $12,000 for your esthetician license, and you can finish that in 5 to 10 months, I think it is. I don't know what the part-time is, but I did full-time, and I just went in 5 months, done. Yep.
So
And
5
then-
months and $12,000.
Yep.
So again, not a small investment,
No,
good
just an
size investment.
yeah, that's for sure.
And for 5 months, you're not making any money at this.
No,
you're
'cause
just
you're
getting to spend
full-time.
12 grand. right?
Yep, I got to spend 12.
So you got to spend basically $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month for 5 months before you could ever make $1. So there's a commitment there,
Yeah.
right? Which again, for business owners, you have to understand initially when you're starting your business or, you know, getting ready for your business, it's all expense. There's no like you roll out of bed and start making money at something. Yeah. So you have initial expense, you have initial, capital outlay that you got to put out there in order to ramp up. So made the decision to do this. I know before that you were telling me in the pre-interview that you were working in the restaurant business.
Mm-hmm. So basically how this started was I was actually managing a restaurant, and my sister was already in this field and was saying she wanted to open up a business together or a salon together. And so I quit my restaurant job and went full steam ahead, 5 months full time in my aesthetics, to get my aesthetics license. And then after that, I was doing, so then once I was done with school, I took a job in an office it was only going to be temporary, to have money coming in,
right,
and then slowly start doing the lashes. And so little by little, I had this full-time job that I was doing and doing part-time lashes at a donation basis. And then little by little, I started growing clientele and slowly backing away from my job so that I was having the new job income coming in, and then the old one kind of phased out, and then I went in full time.
Right, right. And that's, again, how most entrepreneurs get started. Obviously, it starts out as an idea.
Yep.
You prepare, then you start doing it on the side, see if you can actually make any money, if you like it, what the potential is. And then obviously the second, or as soon as you realize, okay, this, if I'm doing it full time, can replace my full-time income. So now I'm ready to shed that full-time income and then go for this full-time with the anticipation that not only is going to replace that income, it's
100.
actually going to beat it, right? Beat it substantially. And I know we don't really talk too much numbers on here, but I know you make way more money now than you did when you were working in the restaurant business, right?
And then some.
And then some.
But
right?
what made you, like, you were managing a restaurant, right? And your sister came to you to open a business. You could have been like a silent partner, but you wanted to dive into it, just interested.
There's really not anything to be a silent partner necessarily in this, because the salon that we run right now, we don't have employees, we rent room.
Okay.
And so it's not like we're turning money on them, because we only give the basis that we wanted of that studio when we opened it. We said that we were going to offer other women a chance to build a business. I don't want to take their opportunities. I want to hand people opportunities, because there's not a lot of people doing that. Salons take money from people to make money off of people, and that's fine. That's their business model. I'm totally cool with it. But I wanted to concentrate on my own business, and at the same time, other people would help us, pay the rent.
Sure.
In the studio. It's a huge studio. And B, offer another woman an opportunity to have a nice place, to start a business, work with other common women. We all push together and give them a chance to go off and do something else. We've already had somebody leave the studio and open up their own place.
Right.
Nice.
So it's already become that. But it wasn't going to be anything that I could have just been a silent partner and made money off of, because our business, I guess, motto, or not motto, but our business, the way we structured it would have not been that way. So you actually had to be hands-on in order to make money off of it.
Yeah, it's a service-based business, so
Exactly.
it's not, you weren't investing in big equipment or, any capital improvements in something.
For employees.
There's an investment opportunity. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a service-based business, so your sister was doing it before. She was obviously doing pretty well at it, talked you into it and said this could really be for you.
Yep.
So then you go to esthetician school, 5 months, $12,000. Now, was there other certifications that you needed after that, or is it just esthetician to lashing?
So the Arizona Board of Cosmetology is who governs my job.
Okay.
And that's the restrictions come from them. So it is only a requirement to have an aesthetics license or a cosmetology license in the state of Arizona to be a lash artist.
Okay.
There is not a requirement to have any lash education, which is strange, but it's true.
Right.
At our studio, though, we have everybody in the studio has lots of education that is not even required. But we feel it's important because, you get out of it what you put into it. And if you don't want to put any money into it, then you can't really expect money out of it. And not to mention, it's important to keep up on education. You can't just
absolutely. Well, again, I don't care what business you're in, there has to be continual ongoing education.
100.
If you're a mechanic and you work in a mechanic shop, you've got to continually go and get recertified on the newer models, the newer
100.
technology, all of it. And
Nobody wants to be a one-trick pony.
Exactly. So yeah, any business owner, anybody, any professional, anybody that's obviously going to be looking to make something a career, you have to continue your education.
100.
It never stops.
Never.
It never stops.
It never does.
And so that's what probably, would you agree, kind of sets you and your sister apart from others, is that extra education that you went and got that others maybe haven't.
Yeah.
And your dedication to obviously continuing that education.
And there was like when we first started our business, there wasn't a ton of education being brought to Tucson either. And when we also got that studio and we had all that space, we brought some pretty big artists from across the United States into our studio to bring education to Tucson, because the more educated and the better our field is full of quality workers, the better off we all are. So bringing education to other people and artists in the same field as us has only catapulted and elevated our business. To that point, and I agree with you 100%, because obviously as an industry, it becomes more credible. And since there's more quality people servicing the industry, there's greater trust in the marketplace. 100.
There you go.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't think that's the way it works, but it is the way it works.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because otherwise, if you have a bunch of yahoos in the same business as you are, and they start burning people, well, then that reflects negatively upon you.
You're going to go down with the ship.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So business owners, there's a real good learning moment right there. Don't ever think of other people in your town or city that do the same thing as you as directly as competition. Think of yourselves as an industry, and you want to help each other because you want your industry and your credibility as an industry in your marketplace to look better and to grow. And if you're helping each other and educating each other and actually being a resource for each other, well, then you can help eliminate some of the yahoos and make sure that, you're not getting a black eye because somebody else is out there just,
not even
ripping
knowing
people
what
off.
they're doing. I got some great horror stories. Yeah.
I'm sure you had a lot of, like that show Botched, right? You guys have seen that show Botched?
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of botched eyelash jobs?
I've heard some crazy stories and seen some crazy things. I was curious as to what was glued to their eyes when they came in. I'm all,
Oh my goodness.
what is on here?
Is that Gorilla Glue? What's going on in there?
I have wondered if I've seen hair glue or something on some people. I was all, I can't work over this. Yeah, that's a little bit
yahoos.
some crazy. I'm telling you, yeah, because there's no requirements, just an aesthetics license, and a lot of people are working it out of their homes, and that's fine. You can do your business out of your home, but you still have to follow the protocol, and you have to have that certain things that Arizona State Board of Cosmetology requires. They do it for protection of people. And if you're going to somebody's house and they don't have licensing, they're not going to be sanitary.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. Some crazy things can happen to your eyes with lashes. It can.
Well,
And
you
it's
get
not just-
chemicals and everything else, right?
Who knows if they're using stuff that is meant for the eye area? I heard a horror story of somebody using super glue, thinking that it was going to make their retention better. I'm all,
right.
Okay. But,
Yeah. So yeah. And then that's, again, like you said, part of reflectiveness of your industry as a whole, and how if those stories get around someplace as small as Tucson, well, then they're going to start
People are
thinking
just
that
afraid to go to you.
people become in your market gets depressed because now potential customers say, well, I would, but I've heard horror stories. So that's the last thing you want.
I get people all the time coming in and asking that, and I just have to put them at ease and tell them, here's why, here's this.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got into it a little bit in the pre-interview too, talking about, keeping in line with that exact thing. And we bring this on the show a lot, which is it's your responsibility as a business owner, as a professional, to educate your customer for their sake and yours. They're going to get a better service. They're going to get a better result if they're educated, and their expectations will be realistic if you educate them. So tell us about that. Why do you, I know you were telling me in the pre-show, you thought that was really important to really spend the extra time with your customers, especially your new customers, just to really educate them on exactly how the process works and what to expect?
I think you get more cooperation from people when you give them the why. You know, you tell them, I need you to wash your lashes this way, and here's why. Because if they don't understand the why, people come up with their own idea or ways to do things. So if you explain why you're having them do it the way you want to do it, they're more likely to execute it that way, which is more success on your part. It is a benefit for you to educate them with how to maintain their lashes, what would cause the retention to go bad, because it's an investment for them.
Right.
So why not take care of your investment and do it the right way? I do get people along the way that will just kind of make up their own way to do things, and you know that happens. But the best, you know, giving people that education to understand the different types of lashes, the different curls, how I form fans that can create a thicker lash line, a more fluffy lash line, how I place them, the direction I place them changes everything. And that's why we have so much education on the certification that's not required, because it's better for you as well. You know, it's for the artist to have not be that one-trick pony and have different ways to lay the lashes down. I don't have one way I do things. My client tells me what they want. They show me pictures. They tell me what they want. I show them each of the styles of lashes. I explain to them what I'm doing at every point in the service. If I'm spraying them with this fine mist of water, they're like, what is that? Well, this actually cures the glue, so that when you walk out this door, the glue is dry and you can go about your business and you don't have to worry about it. It used to be that people would have to wait 24 to 48 hours to get their lashes wet. That's no more. That's gone. Right. I mean, it's so much advancement, and because this is a fairly new field. It's fairly new. Right? I mean, the fact that it's really not governed that much, it's new.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll change, hopefully in the future. But yeah, giving that customer that education, I find that they are more likely to follow through with taking care of their lashes. And they know what I'm doing. And then it gives them an education, and they know what to look for. I even tell them, you know, look for certifications. This is what you're going to want to look for in each one of the artists that you find if they're to leave my place and maybe move to another state. Here's how you find another artist that's going to do the work properly, and here's what you look for to make sure that that person's going to be somebody that does quality work, because that's important. Very important.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, because you want the best. At the end of the day, you still want the best result for your customer. Even if you're not going to do business with your customer in the future, you still want the best result for them. And it's a huge pet peeve of mine that business owners do not educate their customers. And business owners, another learning moment, you have to take the time. I get it. It's so easy just to skip it, just to say, well, whatever, I'll just skip it, right? And a lot of people do. And the problem is that some of the tips and things that would help give them a better result doesn't get discussed, and therefore they make the mistakes. They ask for the wrong style, or there's the wrong technique, or they have unique lash situations. Every customer is obviously different. Every client's completely different as far as what they can and can't do. Maybe one person's got longer natural lashes, so you can do this technique. Maybe someone's got a little shorter lashes, and so you can't. Well, having that back and forth between you and the client and the customer, where you're going through the education process, that's where you can solve those kinds of problems. Because ultimately what you want is a better result for your customer.
You're doing yourself a favor.
And you're doing yourself a favor, because if your customer doesn't get the best result, who are they going to blame? They're going to blame you. They're going to blame themselves.
Bad word of mouth after that.
Or they're going to go on Google and they're going to go look up something, and we know that everything on the internet is correct. And so they're going to find their own way of doing things, and then you're not going to understand what's happening. And if you give them all that information there, they don't need to go looking for it online. They'll be happy. Things will go well. You'll look better.
Right.
And you'll be successful.
Yeah, so you always have to educate your clients, and be honest too, what you can and can't do. If you can't do something, or if something isn't, if they have unrealistic expectations, deal with it now and set them straight, so they're going to get a better result, and something to where, again, they're not going to have unrealistic expectations. You didn't meet the expectations, and now you're at fault. And now they're giving you a bad Google review, or they're bad mouthing you, around town. So again, client education, super important. Even if you have somebody that's experienced, I'm sure that you probably still spend extra time, even with someone that comes to you that's, I've been getting lashes for years. You're not going to take it for granted that the other people they've been getting lashes from just did it. You're going to go and still probably cover everything, right? Probably worse that way, isn't it?
It really is. As soon as they walk in, they go, I know all about lashes. And I go, oh boy, okay. Because it's not that I don't think that they won't, but I don't take for granted that who has been telling them what they've been telling them is actually true. And if somebody like started lashing 10 years ago and they took that one class and they haven't taken a class since, I guarantee you the information they're getting is not correct.
Well, the technology has changed completely.
100.
Yeah. Right.
So 100. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So again, business owners, just because your customer, your client has already experienced what you're offering, don't just take it for granted that they know what you're going to be doing. 100. Still do the education. Right? Because it's very important that you have set expectations, result standards, right? You have to meet the standards. You can't you can't promise a result and not meet it. 100. So you've got to do that. So you want to set the expectations with the customer to realism, but you also want to make sure that they do get a great result so that it's up to expectation, because you're going to get screwed either way if you don't do that. So very smart. It was one of the things in the pre-show that when you mentioned to me, and I was like, that is a huge thing, which is, again, part of the reason why you're successful and your customers love you. Just so you guys know, I mean, she is booked back to back. Like she showed me her schedule and it's just like, it's filled. I mean, 40 hours a week. She doesn't even, you don't have time for lunch, right?
Sometimes I don't.
Right.
I know.
I mean,
I
she's like back to back.
You're not going to eat lunch. I go, I don't have time. Next. Just kidding.
Right. Yeah. So that's a testament, obviously, to the power of, doing it right and building up the clientele over time and keeping the customers coming back. I would say probably that, vast majority, a good solid chunk are probably repeat business, right?
Since day one, I still have people since day one.
That's how you got into the business. And then, so certified esthetician, customers, and now the story was kind of funny initially now, because most people aren't going to think about this for their business, right? So you get in business, you open your business, the last thing you're thinking of is I'm going to give away my services. Mm-hmm. But you gave away your services at first, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I felt like in the beginning, okay, so your lash class lasts 2 days. 2 days. Day one, you are given theory, and then the second half in the day, you pretty much work on a mannequin, okay? That's not even realistic.
Right.
And then day two, you work on a model. That's it, class over.
Right, okay.
How is somebody going to walk in and you can't just jump in and you have to so here's my skills have been given to me, now I need to make my skills perfect. So I basically sent out, I think, a Facebook message or something like that. I don't even think I had Instagram at the time, but I did a Facebook message. Who wants free lashes? I just learned, and I did learn from a very reputable company, and they will be done properly, and I will take donations only. So if you don't want to give me $1, don't give me $1. If you want to give me the money that I would make if I was already in business, okay. It was neither here nor there. I was looking for my skill set to get perfected.
And that's great. I mean, and that's exactly how you should do it. Your prices cannot exceed your skill set, right? So your skill set has to match your price. Another one of the pet peeves that I always have with business owners, and we talked about it in the pre-show, she's going to be raising her prices. Sorry, ladies. Is price point, right? But the thing about price point is you can charge whatever you want to charge. You just have to make sure the value's there. If the value is there, you can charge whatever. And one of the examples we used was talking about, getting your car washed, right? So I've got a guy that comes to my house and washes all my cars. Well, he's very expensive, especially when it comes to car washing, $75 a car. But he does great work. Thank you, Edward. Shout out to Edward. He does great work. And when you go into your car, I mean, the air conditioner vents have been thoroughly cleaned. There's not a speck of dust in there. The inside of your wheels are done. It's not like we just wipe the outside. The whole inside of the wheels are done. I mean, there's not a flaw on the car. So you look at that and you say, okay, well, he's pretty expensive, but what is the quality? You can run your car through, a typical car wash, and they dry it off afterwards, and they vacuum the inside and wipe it down. And it's $20, right? $25. And you're like, I probably wasted $25. But, so there you go. It's the same service, $25 for the quick and easy wash, but your card looks like crap. It's clean, but it's cleanish, okay, but it doesn't look very good. Kind of like it's your argument. So getting back to the argument with you, right?
Lash,
yeah, exactly. So you're over here saying like, honey, why don't you just get the $8 lashes from
I'm not
Walgreens?
educated on it. Yeah,
I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna share this with you.
So now that we're on price point, so the value. So initially to match your skill set, you said, look, I don't feel comfortable just charging full pop because I don't feel my skills are there.
Yeah.
2 days worth of classes wasn't enough to like make me a great lash artist.
Yeah.
So let me be realistic with my customer base. You took donations. Now, did someone give you that idea or you come up with that idea?
No,
Where'd that come from?
I just said, well, I can't charge for something I'm not ready for. So who can complain about free? So
Right.
I just said, I'll take donations. I said the donations are to, for me to buy more supplies and maybe buy more stuff that I need to start my business. And slowly but surely I was, buying things I needed. And people were cool. I mean, like some people didn't, some people did. But I think it was after a couple months that I finally started charging.
Okay. And how many people did you do? By
It
that
was
time?
very part-time because I was still in that office because I knew that I wasn't going to have as many people come in for me to make money that I needed in order to pay bills,
Right.
So I kept that job. And then as the clientele grew, the other job went out. And so like that other job, they just hired somebody
So in that
part-time.
2 months,
Yeah.
how many people did you lash?
Goodness, that's a
Would you say?
long time ago. I would do like 2 people a day because the speed I'm at right now
Right.
and the speed I was then
Sure.
is
Learning,
night and day.
Sure.
Like, because I remember, in fact, today I did a set on a girl that was one of my models in the very, very beginning, and I remember it taking 2 hours to do a set of classic lashes on her, and I think only had 25% of on there. And I said, is it full yet? Because it was so stressful. I was like, it takes a lot. It teaches you a lot of patience, this job.
Yeah.
A lot of patience.
I couldn't do it. It's yeah.
I said the same thing.
too
I was like, I cried many times, but you get through it, like anything. And honestly, the stress actually should drive you. Once you have that stress going, you're actually going to get better. I personally think stress actually pushes you harder. I think it does.
Some people, it's weird. Some people it collapses. Other people it makes them better.
Yeah, it makes me.
I'm the type of person too. It makes me better.
Yeah, it just makes me go, no, I'm not going to do this.
Right.
Yeah. But, so the same girl, and today I did a volume set on her, filled in the same amount of time that I did 25% for 5 years ago. It's amazing where you find yourself. But as the time goes on and the skill set gets better,
Sure.
you're supposed to raise your prices.
Yep. Absolutely. And she stopped raising prices several years ago
But your
when
skills
her
kept
skill
going
set is
up.
way better.
They
They're
did.
not matching up.
I know.
Well,
That's my
the thing, too.
weak point.
Well,
Yeah.
getting back to the point of how do you raise prices. So again, brilliant what she did, why she was doing it part-time, why it was a side hustle. She said, look, this is not my primary income, so let me do this unique price model, which is donations,
Yeah.
right? Because you're pretty much 100% service-based. You had some costs involved, but not much. So mainly your time. So he said, look, I'm going to, make my time a little cheaper, get more people in. Their expectations will be lower because, again, how much can you complain about free, right?
You can't.
Something's
Yeah.
better than nothing.
And
So
they- yeah.
it limited your risk as far as trying to charge too much. And again, business owners understand that you can't charge too much up, when you're first starting in business, because then if you can't meet the expectations of that price point, well, you're going to have some pretty pissed off people.
You're going to make a bad name for yourself instead of
Real
a
quick.
good name
Jump,
for
yeah.
yourself.
Correct.
You want to start off on the right foot, not the wrong foot.
That was a great strategy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it because as a guy, I think I can relate when I go to a barber shop and I'm like, I wonder if this guy's been in it for a while. This is his first.
And you're paying the same price as everybody else, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, it's like, is this
I need a
haircut worth
mirror.
$50? Exactly. So from that standpoint, you see that exact scenario where it's like, well, is this worth $50?
Yeah.
It could be the cheapest haircut you ever got or the most expensive haircut you ever got. Same $50. If it was bad, it was the most expensive haircut you ever got. If it was amazing and you feel good about it, well, man, I got a hell of a deal,
yeah.
right? And so it's the same thing. So if you're new in business, if you're just getting going and your skill set isn't there, don't be trying to charge high prices. Don't be trying to charge a price that you can't meet the expectations of. But it doesn't take much time. So after 2 months,
you put enough hard work in, you'll be good.
Pretty
yeah,
good,
I started.
right?
I started being able, like, more and more people came in because the one thing was I made sure that what I was doing it right. So when these people leave and they walk around and somebody sees it, they say, "Oh, I really like those. Are those your lashes, or are those lash extensions? Oh yeah, they're lash extensions, and this is who does them." Text message comes in.
Right.
When can I get in? When can I get in? What you put out there is what you'll get back. And if people see quality, then they know they're going to pay quality when they come to see you.
Right. And if you've read my book, she's read my book, Maximize Your Now. One of the points I make in there is you want to have high prices, but you still want to have great value, meaning that your prices will be higher than anybody else's, but the customer will still feel that they got a hell of a deal. And that's when you know you're really matching, making the most money you can make, but still making all of your customers, your clientele extremely happy. Mm-hmm. If you charge $10,000, that's perfectly fine. Just give them $10,000 or $11,000 worth of service. Doesn't matter you charge $10,000. If the value they got was $11,000, it was a hell of a deal. So your price isn't as important as the level of value that you provide. $50 could be too much. $50 could be they ripped you off. $10,000 could be too much, or $10,000 could be you gave it away.
Yep.
It just depends on the value, the level of value. So,
and there are some times in business when there's a client that comes in, and even though you're very successful with 99% of your business, there's going to be people that come in, and for whatever reason, you cannot figure out why their retention is bad. Anything, you just cannot get them on track. And those people will come up. There'll be times when you just can't work with this person because you cannot figure out why their retention is not working. There's like a podcast out there called 1001 Reasons Your Retention Isn't Good. I went, only 1001. And it's true because there is 1,000 different things.
So give us some insights into the education then. So there's a bunch of reasons why they won't be able to hold their lashes, your customers'
If you're not
lashes.
coming in with clean lashes before we lash, it's just like I tell people all the time. I said, you have to clean your lashes before an appointment. It's like putting a sticker on a window of a car. If you do not wipe the window down and clean it, that sticker is going to peel right off in a matter of time. But if you clean that window really good, you put that sticker on, that sticker's not going anywhere. It's going to be in the graveyard when that car retires.
Right.
Clean surface, perfect adhesion. Also, staying away from heat. Heat's going to burn the lashes. These things are tiny.
Don't open the 400-degree oven and stick your head in.
And then stick your head in, or fire pits, or stoves.
I've heard that's a big
right.
big
And I tell people, I go, these are teeny tiny little things. They're going to burn real easy. So remember that. I have some clients that actually bought goggles, so when they cook, they don't burn their lashes.
That's smart.
Or one of them said, that's how I don't have to take this stuff out of the oven. I go, honey, I need you to take this out of the oven because my lashes. But, or going to swim in the
Mucho.
pool.
Yeah,
Hey.
I've been there.
I'll sell you on them.
That's next. We're talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah.
Okay. So, and that's, I'm sure you give your clients that education, talk about like
100. How to take care of
them. What to do and not to do, how to take care of them. So they get, longer results and better results. And what you want is, I'm sure for the lashes almost to look just as good as the day that they got them last done, right?
Yeah. Like it's going to happen. You're going to lose some. It's a fact. I mean, I'm a human. I'm going to make an error. There's going to be maybe one or two that's going to come off. It's going to happen. You're putting 100 to 200, if not more, lashes in a certain amount of time.
Wow.
Hand making fans. So it's not all going to be perfect, but most of them should be staying on. I do know that if inner corners come out, that's allergies. That's allergy based. If the outer corners come out, then I know that that's probably sleep based. There's so many things I could go on and on. You can also tell by a lash line before you even apply a lash how somebody lays in bed.
Wow.
Literally. I can tell. Somebody will lay down and I go, you lay on this side and you almost lay on your entire face, and that's how you sleep. And she goes, yeah. I go, it's because your lashes, normally people's lashes will be faced like this.
And by the way, I like the new curtains.
What curtains?
That's how you knew how she was sleeping. It's a joke out of
I missed that.
an old movie.
Okay.
Yes Man, Jim Carrey, Yes Man. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out.
Oh, I haven't
Love
seen
that
that
movie.
one.
Yeah, it's a great
Now
movie.
I have to see it. But yeah, so in any way, yeah, just by the shape that their lashes are sitting on their lash line will tell you everything. So, I mean, it's literally like reading lash lines.
Wow,
It'll tell you
that's
exactly
amazing.
what's going on. Hopefully.
So, see, Mucho, you see why this is
so
not
much
the $8
science to
of.
this.
Oh, there's more
there's a lot of
science
science
than you
to
ever
it, yeah.
imagined. And as far as your wife or your girlfriend?
My girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. The thing about it is, if she puts lash extensions on, that's less time getting ready. Faster she gets ready, the faster you
anything
get
for
out
that,
of the
yeah.
house. Okay?
She takes 3-4 hours to get ready just to
Okay,
go to
so
the
3 or
grocery
4
store.
hours is just overkill.
I know.
I'm sorry.
This will
Whoever
cut
your
that. That'll
girlfriend-
cut. This will cut that down by at least an hour.
Does she
though.
have lash extensions?
No, she
That would
she
cut her
gets
time
those-
down.
Yeah,
Cut her time down.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Cut her
A lot of
time
science to
down.
this. A lot of washing.
And the difference between
sleep.
good lashes and bad lashes. Here's
So
a
how
quick-
does she sell him on this?
Good lashes versus bad lashes. Good lashes, you will not feel them on.
Okay.
You will be able to brush through them. And even after 2 weeks, when they grow out, they'll still look nice. If after 3 days, things start getting haywire and you can't brush through them, you got some bad work.
So, how long do they usually last when you get the extension?
That's a great question. It depends, because you know what?
'Cause I'm trying to do the math in my head.
Right.
How
So-
much I'm actually saving.
I have one girl that comes to me every week because she can't stand when the lash falls out, but that's that.
Okay.
She comes back because she just refuses to not have them perfect. And then I have 2-weekers, and then I have 3, and I maybe have a couple 4s. It's not often that people can go to 4. I mean, you can, but you're going to have grow out. You have to remove the grow out. You're going to have people have some shedding, not with natural lashes, but that just coming off, whether it may rub their eyes, slept on their face, got near fire, and it made the glue brittle. I mean, it's like a gym, like going to a gym. You get a trainer, you go in there, you work out for an hour, okay? That is not how you stay fit. That is him working you out. Then you go home and don't eat a bag of chips. You don't eat cookies, okay? So
You don't?
they
I
come
do.
in.
I love these
right?
analogies. I'm
Well,
getting
you're
it.
supposed. I'm trying to give you an analogy to make you understand.
It's sticking. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you come to see me, I put the lashes on. Now, don't go eat a bag of chips and some cookies. Otherwise, those lashes are coming off. So if they take care of them, you take care of your investment. Then you come back. And even though they still look good, there's maintenance to be done. It's kind of also like when women get their nails done. The nails may still look good, but they've grown out. So now you've got to shape them, reshape them. You've got to fill them back in. So it's called maintenance. You don't wait until they look like hell to come back.
Because you're trying to go for the look
It's
all the
maintenance.
time, right?
And
Yeah.
some people go, well, my lashes will last 5 weeks. Yes. Okay, you're fine. You're right. Your lashes lasted 5 weeks. But 75% of them have grown out. I have to remove them. It's what the lash line looks like after I've removed all the lashes that are either grown out or are not facing the right direction. Lashes don't grow perfect. Some lash lines look like this when they come to see you, and you have got to put them on to make them look perfect. Then when it grows out, if this lash could end up going this way, and then it's all funky, even though it looks good when you first got it done. So the growth of the lash line will determine how fast you have to come back and also the quality of your maintenance.
So much science.
There is
I had
a
no
lot.
idea of any of this.
A lot of people go, you just put lashes on there. I go, yeah, that's just what I do.
You just throw them on there. Sprinkle them on.
That's what I do.
Sprinkle them on.
Yeah, just-
Like the salt
It's
guy,
that
right?
simple,
Sprinkle
the
them on.
salt guy. That's what I do.
Lay down, sprinkle
I
some
wish,
ashes.
right? I would just lather some glue on, sprinkle some lashes. All right.
I thought that's how it worked.
Yeah, no, it's not how
Me
it
too.
works.
I didn't know. I'm like, how's that
No,
happen?
there's like a go on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So, so now you're sold, obviously. So
What do you
guys,
think?
now you know. Now you know.
Now I can understand her better. 'Cause-
Gets ready quicker.
Yeah.
Amazing what you can do with it. And so she'll be getting ready quicker. It won't take 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she looks better in the first thing in the morning too, which is always a
Bam.
big plus. Bam. That's worth the price of admission, bro.
Sometimes I think with beauty, women do it to get the attention of other women because as
it's
a
all
guy, I
for
don't
other
even
women,
pay
dude. Don't think for
attention.
one second. Don't think for one second that your lady or that she's doing all her hair and her makeup and her shoes.
Well, I know
and
she's not
clothes
doing
and
it for me because
her Louis Vuitton. her Louis Vuitton purse is not for guys. It's for the other girls. the shoes, all of it. It's all for the other girls.
I can't tell all this science and the lashes growing this way.
I think there's a combination. It all depends on the girl. But I think some girls do it to impress other girls. I want to be the better of the girls. Some girls do it because they want to get attention of a guy. And some girls do it for confidence.
Yeah.
It's a confidence booster. And honestly, the more confident you feel.
And I want her to feel confident. I think every woman should feel confident.
Yeah. And I mean, I have a lot of clients that are business-oriented women, and they don't have time to mess around with all this getting ready in the morning because, honestly, we know women have to do certain things. We have to curl our hair. We have to do the makeup. We don't have to, but quite frankly, we do. Right. And it's a fact. And so a lot of clients that I get are business women, and when we put the lashes on them, bye-bye eyeshadow, bye-bye liner. That's the cost of makeup.
Yeah.
So you save money on makeup costs.
Checks and balances here, right?
Sold it.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it really takes down the time to get ready. And it is true. Women will get up, and it's easier for them to just get up and run out the door with the lashes done. Brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever have you. You don't have to put a full face of makeup on, and you're out the door, and you kind of look like you did something.
Right. Still look good. Yeah. The value's there, clearly. The value's there to raise prices. Wink, wink, right? And wink, wink's appropriate because
play on words.
Work that in. I was waiting to work that in. The whole show I was waiting to work in the wink.
That's a
so
thing,
yeah, the value's clearly there. You guys can see the value, and she's great at explaining. You know, obviously the value of why it seems a little pricey to men, and for me too. Same thing with my lady. At first, I was like, "Holy crap, man! How much is it?" And you have to go how often? But I see the results, and I see, you know, that her confidence as well. And I know that's a big deal. The confidence factor.
Not as much money on makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, no money on makeup, and the getting ready time is way faster. No fans of buts about that. Less complaining that this isn't working or that ain't working, right? Because I've been around women and girls that, you know, the makeup isn't turning out perfectly, and then it's a big freaking like, oh, I got to take it all off and start again. 100. And you're like, we got to go, we got a half hour to be there. I'm going to do it all over again, right?
See,
that's my battle.
Now you're like this, lashes.
So if you can cut half of that off, well, like I said, it's worth the price of admission. Absolutely. So again,
just before Christmas, this is perfect. Now everybody can go buy their ladies some lashes for Christmas.
Absolutely.
Don't call me them right now.
Do you do any kind of gift certificates or anything like that?
I do gift certificates, yes.
Okay, so
I don't
guys,
do discounts.
So no discounts. we discounts. We never do discounts.
No.
Discounts are not in our vocabulary.
I'm not looking for business. I am in business.
Correct. Yeah, you're not desperate either.
No,
right?
no.
So you do gift certificates. So guys, I mean, if you're still wondering what to get your wife for Christmas, I mean, this would be it, right? This would be huge for them. Yeah. So hit her up. All of her information is going to be on.
Or even if you don't hit me up, just make sure you're looking for somebody that does quality work.
Right.
Has certifications, maybe even word of mouth.
Yeah. Well, certifications. Mm-hmm. The optics, and we talked about a little bit about optics. Your optics look great. The studio looks fantastic. You walk into the studio, it's amazing. It's an amazing part of town. It's an amazing shopping center. And again, your social. We haven't really touched on your social media yet, but your Instagram. Well, she knows that I picked her apart a little bit on her Facebook. Her Facebook's not there. Her personal. She has a personal Facebook, but not her business Facebook. Yeah. But she's got a great Instagram, and the Instagram's looks good, looks great. You get a lot of engagement, a lot of followers. Everything I think optically looks really, really well, and so I'm sure you drive most customers to there is where they go.
Yeah, I have a lot of people actually tell me they find me on Google and they pick me because of my reviews.
Nice.
And I go, I don't even have that many on there, but I mean, I don't know. And they go, we just knew. I just knew this was the place. I go, okay, thank you.
You have a website?
I do.
Because let's say I want to buy my girl this for Christmas, which I'm not saying I am. Where would I go?
Wink, wink. Wink. Where would you go?
The websites.
What's your website?
My website is winklashestucson.com. But yeah, I mean, there's like a ton of girls in our studio, but everybody in our studio has a lot of certifications, and look for that. Okay. If you didn't go, with me, which I would not be offended, go with somebody that you can see they're showing their education, not just prices. If you look for prices, you're getting the prices you're looking for.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And anything quality, you're going to have to pay for the quality if you want the quality. It's just a fact.
No.
It's a fact.
It's a fact of life. The faster you understand that, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
Don't bargain shop because you will get what you wanted.
Exactly.
You'll get a bargain and it'll
Yeah.
be bad.
To save
So-
$20 here, you might be actually falling short. You might
You
actually
might spend
spend more
more, yeah.
money because you have to go somewhere else and they're not going
I
to honor
learned that in my 30s when I
And
stopped
redone
shopping
and
at the
everything
dollar
else, yeah.
store and actually started buying the book. I'm like, wait, I'm spending
You're all, wait a minute, this
Yeah,
isn't...
the math was not there. I was like, what was I thinking in my 20s?
Well, it's like, it still amazes me today. Even these days, if you have two gas stations, one's on one side of the road, one's on the other side, and this one's easier to get to, but it has a little bit higher prices. Let's say it's got 3 cents per gallon
3
more.
cents, yeah.
And the other one's like really hard to get to, but it's got 3 cents per gallon less. There'll be a line over there, and it's like, people, don't you know what your time is worth?
No.
A whole gas tank is only going to save you like $1.50, and you're like going to like make yourself miserable over $1.50. It's like,
I will
come
never
on.
make myself miserable over $1.50 ever. Even $5 on
Nobody
the gas.
does
I'd be
the
like,
math,
ah,
like-
I'm good.
How much savings is there on 20 gallons at 3 cents per gallon? Like,
Yeah.
do not do the math. 60 cents. It's not even $1.50. Sorry, I've given it too much.
And if you're
credit.
worried about that, maybe it's time to find a new business.
And start thinking about making money instead of saving money. If you spend all your time thinking about saving money, you're in
you
trouble.
get a bicycle.
You gotta think about how to make money, not save money.
Exactly.
Well, fantastic show. A lot of insight into your business and your business model. Again, any lash artists, aspiring lash artists, people thinking about it. What an amazing example. She went from restaurant manager to giving away the service or donations only to now she's one of the top, if not the top lasher. Don't tell Melissa, she'll get mad at me.
Second best.
Yeah,
We'll do
second
that.
best.
Yeah,
Second best.
that's
Hey,
fine.
you know, 1-and-1 co
so many
MVPs,
talented
co
artists in this
MVPs,
town.
right?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that again, there's no competition.
No.
You can be as good as you want to be, and if you want to be the best, you can be the best. And I recommend everybody. One of the things I say is, look, whatever you choose to do in this world, just say to yourself, I'm going to be the best in the world at it, and strive to be the best. Educate yourself, push yourself, challenge yourself to get better every single day, and eventually you do have the opportunity to be the best. But I know, hands down, if it came down to a lasher competition, you would throw your hat in the ring saying, I'll go against the best in the world.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She even
Let's
has
do
her
it."
own cup.
She'll change her name to Balboa real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Right, she'll go in the ring. Come on, Mick. Cut me. Cut me. Adrian, put another lash on. Been great having you. All of our information is going to be in the description below. Hey, if this is giving you a lot of his inspiration, advice, some entertainment, what else do we do here? You know, I don't know.
Laugh.
Yeah, a little
Some
entertainment,
laughter.
right? So please share, like, and subscribe. The more people we can get to show this to, the more people can get inspired by great people like Angela's story, and help us out, help them out, and Mucho out. You know, because he's got some lashes to pay for now, so
Yeah.
he's going to
I'm
have
gonna
to
save
get
money
serious
in the long
about it.
run.
He has a whole new perspective.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I'm glad
All
to
those
offer it.
perspectives. And then we've educated all the people out there too on it too. So awesome show. Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this one. We will see you on the next one.